Hey, welcome to How Not to Install V-Bands Part 2. So after a couple hours of trials and tribulations and overcoming adversities, I got the third iteration of mid-pipe, I should say. Got that done. A couple of points to note that I've learned since I started the How Not to Do a V-Band series. Apparently, the flange half that has the male shoulder on it technically should be installed on the upstream, or in this case, onto the header collector itself. I was not sure about that, didn't know, so I just made sure that I made them both the same. In other words, didn't have these flip-flopped. So anyways, I suppose under some extreme conditions there's a potential for increased leakage if you have them installed this way, but I think being that this is a non-turbocharged, naturally aspirated installation, I don't think it's going to be a big concern. So what I did, kind of going over what I did in the first quick little half-ass video, was I welded the flanges onto the header collectors with the whole V-band put onto the header collector and then the clamps put on to hold them tight to minimize the warpage. Then I welded it in a bunch of different spots all the way around. When I got the mid-pipe set up and got these pieces put in, there was no way that I was going to keep all this together, take the headers back out of the car, and clamp this thing back together just so I could keep it clamped while it was being welded for the mid-pipe portion of the flanges. So I guess a lot of the pros, they will, they keep boxes of these V-bands around so they have extra halves to play with and different setups they can use to keep them clamped when they weld these things up. But anyways, what I ended up doing was building the whole mid-pipe underneath the car. I tacked everything that I could get tacked together. I think I did 8 tacks, heavy tacks, on these flanges with them clamped to the headers, the header collectors. And then I figured, okay, that's good enough. I'll go ahead and knock the mid-pipe back out of the car and then go ahead and finish weld it. Just bouncing around all over the place as fast as I could. And holding a straight edge up to it, they're totally fine. So I'm encouraged about that. Like I said in the first video, I'm probably just going to not glom it on there, but just a little film of high temp RTV on these flanges. I know it's a little messy, but this isn't something that gets taken apart very often, so I think it'll be fine. So we'll get this put back in the car and move on to other projects.